Let's see, I'm trying to keep track of this. Where were we? Okay, so we...
I hope Francis ever gets a hold of it.
Now, your mother's siblings are the Quigleys, quite a few males. So, do you know who Sarah Quigley married?
She married Al Brandon, and they had one daughter.
Al Brandon?
Al Brandon, yeah.
Al Brandon.
Arlene, they had a daughter, Arlene.
And James and Hugh and John, did they marry and have kids?
John married McShane. Her name was McShane, her maiden name was. From New York City.
Okay.
And Teresa McShane, yeah. And my Aunt Teresa.
Teresa McShane.
And they had Mary and Vincent, and Patricia, and Jimmy, and Ann.
Jeez.
Five of this family. And Uncle John got her through the catalog.
The catalog.
Yeah,
what in the hell was the catalog? He ordered her?
Yeah, you know, you never seen her before he sent for her and married her.
Who?
Uncle John.
And where did she come? Was there like
Teresa that way? I didn't know that.
What was the catalog? Was that like a bunch of eligible females over in Ireland who wanted to come to America as brides?
You'll see on TV about people out in the wilderness of Alaska.
Yeah.
And well, that's how we.
Where did she come from? She come from Ireland?
Well, matchmaker. Yeah, she come from Ireland. Yeah, but she was in New York City at the time.
Okay.
And
I never knew any of it.
This was the 18th century version of the Personals column, right?
Yeah. Lonely Hearts or whatever it is.
Okay. Now, this would, let's see, Hugh Quigley, the guy that Dad is named after.
Yeah.
Did he get married?
Yeah. Yes, he married Louise Quigley.
Married Louise.
Louise Jennings.
They had no children.
No children there.
So, I can't believe that. I never knew John Quigley.
Don't ever say anything.
Oh, I no reason to. I didn't know it.
James Quigley.
He married. Well, let's see. She was married twice.
The name was Ruth something.
Ruth Callahan. No, wait a minute. She was married. That was Whitty. Ruth Whitty.
Married Ruth?
Ruth Whitty.
How do you spell Whitty?
W-I-T-T-Y. Or was it W-H-I-T-E-Y?
Okay.
Oh, that's close enough. Close enough for the other word.
All right, so we've kept track, and they had kids?
Oh yeah, they had. Let's see. The oldest one was Leo and Patrick. And Lorraine, and another girl. What's her name?
Jeez, you got a good memory. I can't remember.
Dorothy. It must be Dorothy. Dorothy, is that chick? Dorothy?
Yeah. Sure is.
And I don't know. I lost track of them. All those kids are down around Miami somewhere now. And no, Leo was a marshal. U.S. Marshal, and Patty's in Pennsylvania.
Okay. okay, so we've got, that keeps track of your mom, her brothers and sisters and their kids, which would be your cousins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So your cousins on your mother's side would be Mary Quigley, Vincent Quigley, Teresa Quigley, Jimmy Quigley, somebody else who's the daughter, who are the kids of Teresa McShane
Quigley.
And John Quigley.
Anne.
Oh, Anne. Okay.
Anne and Patricia.
James's kids were Leo, Patrick, Lorraine, and Dorothy.
Yeah.
Or Dodie. And Sarah had a daughter, Arlene Brandon.
And she's right over
She's
there.
your cousin on your mother's side.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay. So, all right, that's keeping track of the mother's side. And as far as what actually happened, your mom's dad, your mom and all of her brothers and sisters came to America. Your mom's dad would be your grandfather on your mother's side. He died, he drowned, he fell into the creek or something.
In the raceway, yeah.
What do you mean raceway?
Well, where the water goes into where the water wheel out of the factory.
Was
like,
this the Skaneateles Creek?
I pointed that tube there today.
Yeah.
Only this was open. This is the water coming from the creek and it was racing, as they call it, racing down into the water wheel.
Okay.
And they had
Oh, I see.
the trails through the woods, you know, back at Lizzie.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the little paths that went around through there?
Yeah.
Well, that's how they got around from mill to mill and so forth, went to work down through them trails. And the raceway had a tree fell over it, like over the, you're seeing over the creek down there. And he was walking across that, fell in, and he couldn't swim, and nobody rescued him. They couldn't get out either because it was a cement walls on the side.
No way to climb out.
No.
It was just swept in towards the water wheel.
Yeah, and he drowned down in there. I don't think the water wheels, they didn't get chewed up or anything. They found him dead in the morning.
You know more about this than I do.
So then the whole family moved or went to be taken care of by Patrick's sister Sarah. Watched.
We got relations in this. The McPeaks and, let's see, McPeaks, her maiden name was Lennon too. She was a sister of,
Bridget.
she was a sister of my mother's, and,
Who's this?
they got into McPeaks and another sister, Jim McPeak's mother. She was, would be our great aunt.
They lived in Jordan.
Jordan used to work in the railroad.
McPeak?
Yeah.
McPeak.
And there was a Mike Lennon too, and that would be another brother.
If they were Lennons, then they were
Ma's what? Ma's mother was a Lennon.
yes. Your
Yeah.
mother, your grandmother on your mother's side was Bridget Lennon, so these would have been her siblings.
Yes,
Yeah, that was her sisters
Your
and brothers.
grandmother's sisters and brothers.
Mike was my great half an uncle.
Gets involved.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is out of control already. But I've got more information here than I've ever had before about who all is who, and this is.
Well, when you come back the next time, I'll give you some more.
All right. Well. Okay, so let me see where we are. We're keeping track of the 10 on your dad's side, who were the kids of Kate and William. And on your mother's side, we've got all of her siblings, and her parents were Patrick and Bridget. We don't know anything about Patrick's family. No, we know Patrick had a sister named Sarah who took care of your mom and all of your aunts and uncles after Patrick died. And we don't know much about Bridget Lennon, who was, I guess your grandmother. She was your grandmother on your mother's side.
I can give you the, I don't know their first names though.
Bridget Lennon.
See, it would be,
Dad's, hang on. Dad's grandmother. On mother's side. You know something about her family?
the Scullions, the McPeaks, and then the Lennons. They all married the Lennon sisters, but I don't know their first names.
Okay.
You just have to.
That's going
satisfied with that.
Yeah, that's
too
getting
far
too
back.
far removed. Yeah.
That's going way back. But if you want your roots, you got to look it up, and we go way back into Ireland if we could.
All right, now we're there's some talk about the O'Neill family reunion coming up.
Yeah.
Now, would that be O'Neills that are descendants of sisters of or brothers of Mary Ann who married
right.
William?
Yeah.
So we're talking about
That's
the O'Neill family reunion is very far removed from the Majors because that split occurred back in Ireland, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it started out when the reunion started out. It was the descendants of William and Mary Ann O'Neill. But now we got cousins of O'Neills and we got
Okay, so Mary Ann. So Mary Ann O'Neill became Mary Ann Major.
Yeah, and then that's your O'Neill clan. That's the reunion.
But who was, so Mary Ann O'Neill, the O'Neill clan must be her brothers and sisters and their kids.
Yes, right? Okay, yeah, now you got it.
So who were Mary Ann O'Neill's brothers and sisters?
Oh, now we got, there was a Bill O'Neill, Chip O'Neill, I don't know what his first name was. James O'Neill. James O'Neill.
Ann O'Neill.
And now what's O'Hebrans, what was her, she was an O'Neill. She was Chip's sister, and so was,
I can remember all this.
So we got Mary Ann O'Neill, who married your grandfather. Her brothers and sisters were Bill, James, also called Chip.
yeah,
And who else?
and would be Bridget. Was it Bridget Hebron? And there's another one. Let's see, Rita Abrams. Remember Rita Abrams? Her mother was Chip's sister.
We were related, that's all I knew.
And what was the deal? They were far down too. They used to come up. Oh, that's the one I got. I already got that. They used to come up to Murray's, and one of them married a Murray. I think you got them all there. I mean, you got three.
Bill, Chip, and Bridget O'Neill, who were siblings of Mary Ann.
Yeah, I think you got them.
Mary Ann would be your grandmother.
These would be my grand-aunts or great-aunts.
Yeah, great uncles and great aunts. Your great aunt would be Bridget, and your great uncle would be Bill and Chip. Wow.
You got something to sort out there, boy.
Yeah. Well, that's what computers are for.